And thank you, Dr. Spoonhunter, for letting me go rogue here. But I just want to thank everyone for coming and thank you for sticking around. And I just wanted to say that we today really built on some existing partnerships. So we're not starting from zero. You know, at the School of Energy Resources, we really know how to work with energy companies. A great one is Intech. And so I just wanted to share a few of the collaborations that we can build on. Recently, our visualization center has done some 360-degree photography to visualize complicated energy projects so that we can bring that to folks without everyone having to go see the energy projects. We have some really novel work on reclamation. We've worked with Intech on rare earths and critical minerals, and it's gone as far in our collaboration that I'm really grateful to announce today that Intech has established a major gift to the School of Energy Resources. They have stood up an endowment and are creating the Navajo Transitional Energy Company Excellence Fund at the School of Energy Resources to support cutting edge energy work. So just wanted to highlight and say thank you to everyone for coming. Thank you to Intech for supporting the School of Energy Resources, and we look forward to building more collaboration. So that's it.
So paho to our panelists, and please join me in thanking all our moderators, speakers, and panelists today. What an exceptional program. We are deeply appreciative of the time you put into sharing your expertise with this group. I'd also like to thank Carbon Blueprint for supporting all the tribal younger, it's called Developing Indigenous Talent. So we invited some tribal community members and they actually paid for them to come be here today. And then we're having a talent workshop with them with some of our panelists tomorrow. And so we're really grateful for that. But I also want to advise everybody, please check the roads. There's a winter advisory, especially those going back to the Wind River Reservation. And, you know, it's just been really a great opportunity and great, you know, conversations. And, you know, we want to continue this conversation. And I appreciate all those that answered, and the School of Energy for, you know, bringing all of us together. It's been really encouraging, you know, because like I said, I've only been here 2 years, and some days, you know, it's very difficult, you know, telling people our story, and being able to hear it from all the tribal nations today was really vital and important to help build that relationship and start having educational programs, certificates that are going to help our tribal nations. And as a land-grant institution, as one of our tribal leaders said, you know, our tribe should be flourishing, you know, as a land-grant institution. And that's something that, you know, has really come to the forefront thanks to Allie Sounding Sides, who was one of the first tribal, she was the first, right, tribal graduate in the program between the School of Law and the School of Energy. So she is the first and only so far, and we're sorry that she's not here today, but she's really kind of opened the door for other tribal students to go into energy and to be able to understand, connect, you know, tribal concerns and federal and then law. You know, I know Afi alluded to, you know, federal and law really set her path. And I have to admit, it was the same for me. I was in anthropology. I was in cultural and language preservation. And after taking the most depressing class in the world, federal and then law, I was like, okay, our people need to know this, you know, so we can start to understand and start to act like a sovereign. To be a sovereign, you act like a sovereign. And I'm stealing Sam's thunder for tomorrow. But he said, you know, tribes are really sleeping giants when it comes to energy. When we think about oil and gas, tribes own 25%, or 25% of the oil and gas is found on tribal lands. That's 1 in 4 people, but many times we're not at the table. And as one of my students, you know, at Central Wyoming College, she's like, oh, I don't want to go to school. You know, I can just practice. I can go talk about food sovereignty. I practice, I'm this. And then she got her education and she's like, came back a year later and she's like, I want to apologize to you because I wasn't at the table when I didn't have an education. She said, now I'm there and I'm helping to make decisions. And so by bringing, these various groups together, tribal programs, tribal leaders, practitioners, and I really want to commend, Wes and Brian, they got in the field and dug deep and got their hands dirty and, really tried to help and make a difference, for our tribal nations. I don't know anybody else that's, didn't rely on someone else to tell them about their resources. And so in having tribal leaders take the time to learn about gerrymandering, learning about how waters, the irrigation was built, very few tribal leaders take that upon themselves. And so a lot of times we are taken advantage of. But, I commend those trench workers and, now us as educational institutions look to us as partners. And, and hopefully we're getting away from telling you what to do and working alongside you. So again, ha-ho. Recording of these discussions will be made available, continuing resource through the School of Energy Resources. An email will be sent with the link as soon as they are made available. The program has been approved by Continuing Legal Education Credits in Wyoming. An application is pending in Colorado. Once those credits are approved, we will send the paperwork to attendees hoping to claim credit in Colorado. Wyoming is a self-reporting state and no documentation is required. The program was also approved continuing education credits through the American Association of Professional Landmen, and the affidavit can be picked up at the check-in desk. I'd like to thank all our sponsors once more for making this conference possible. Brownstein, Hyatt, Farber, and Schreck, Aventiv, Black Hills Energy, Western States and Tribal Nations Energy Initiative, Baker Hostler, and Western Energy Alliance for supporting our speaker's reception. And finally, I'd like to thank all of you for attending. This concludes our final program. Ho for all your attention and time. Take care and safe travels.